Hello Internet, this is ProsecutorGodot, here to tell you about Dirty Computer, the new album from Janelle Monáe. This is her third album from the singer, songwriter, actress, dancer, I mean not really dancer, eccentric artist, Janelle Monáe. Coming back from a hiatus of sorts where she was just acting in various films such as Hidden Figures, which is about three black women who helped us send Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, or whatever to the moon. And how they are not as celebrated as maybe they should be. And also in the movie Moonlight, which is about a black youth, or the story of a black man who grows up, finds out he's gay, and then he has to, what he goes through as a black gay man, and sort of how people perceive him as well. And then Janelle Monáe just sort of plays one of his, one of the people who supports him and gives him a place to stay, because his parents, are kind of drug addicts or something. His mom is a drug addict. So all these films, she's, for black and, to sort of portray black people in film and portray what they go through in real life, as well as just women and also queer, LGBT, and members of the LGBT community. And so she comes back this year with her new album, which I have been heavily anticipating. Besides new ABBA tracks, which have just been announced, 2 new ABBA tracks, one out in December, in promotion of their new virtual tour. Anyway, sorry. That was Janelle. This album, Dirty Computer, was my most anticipated of the year, because I love the ArchAndroid. To me, the ArchAndroid was this museum of all the pop music of the past 500 years. 500 years of pop music portrayed, just each song was an exhibit for that style of pop music, and yeah, every single one well done. So that's why I love that album. And they went to Electric Lady, which was still good songs, but just a little more boring in terms of performance, and it was all just more the same thread, the same the same R&B consistency, which could be good for some people, but for me, I was I wanted the diversity and off the wall aspect of the ArchAndroid. So anyway, 5 years later we get this album. So what do we get on this album? This album, Dirty Computer, which everyone is pretty happy about. It's good. It's a good album. The music is pretty good, but I'm gonna talk about that later. But the most part is the lyrics that really shine. So what does the title, Dirty Computer, mean? It means, it's said in the title track, it's explaining the title track about how Janelle is the dirty computer. This is a very personal album. This album's about her and her experiences. And so Dirty Computer is she feels like people see her as having bugs and viruses that need to be cleaned out. In terms of her queerness and her feminism and her black empowerment. All those things are things that need clean out of her. Whether it's by hoteps, which she mentions on the album, which are like black people who are like, they want to be stand-up citizens, and they think that all this other aspects like LGBT and feminism and black empowerment are like, we don't need those anymore to like live in today's world. And so they're telling her to like stop all this stuff. So whether it's them or of course anyone who's not black, you know, anyone who's not a woman, anyone who's not LGBT, you know, they see her and it's like, what the heck is she doing? And so she's commenting on how she feels like she's a dirty computer. So that's the title. And so yeah, like every song, so the title track lays this concept out, and then every other song is about her responding to it. Especially with sex. She uses sex a lot as like liberating force. And she just tells everyone who's maybe in a similar position to her, like who has like weird quirks about them, who are dirty computers, to, you know, just be themselves, express yourself. And it's just empowerment of the other, which, you know, has always run through Janelle Monáe's music, but now it's very much more personal and not so hidden behind these, you know, this android world. Like on Django Jane, where she gets personal about her own life. She's talking about her dad was a driver, you know, Janelle worked in retail. You know, her mom and dad were working class, and now she's, you know, the queen of pop. I mean, at least for me, and like all the you know, just under mainstream, you know, music listeners, like she's the queen of pop. And you know, this is my palace. You know, she's really saying like she's royalty now. It's very much what I want to say about this album is sort of like To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick's 2015 album, without the character development. And I don't mean to say like, I don't mean that as detriment. It's just like, it's all the positive, you know, high gloss parts of To Pimp a Butterfly. That's what this album is. So it's like, you got the sex, you know, of like these walls. And I don't know what to do. There's some people coming. Anyway, some people from the Parks and Rec are here. I'm at Golden Gate Park. I'm just sitting on a bench near a lake and a waterfall, and I don't know, they're doing a lot of work today, so I don't know. Oh, you want to see something cool? There's like a egret? I don't know what you call it. Here, take a look. I don't know, I hope you saw that. Anyways. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's an egret right there. They're just talking over there. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Anyways, so yeah, like throughout this album, like sex is a huge liberating force. Like Janelle says, sex is power. Everything is sex, but sex is power. So I don't know. It's really a huge thing for her on this album. So you got songs like Screwed, Take a Bite, Don't Judge Me, Make Me Feel. So all those songs about sex as liberation. And she also have songs about like love as liberation, with songs like Pink. Pink is like self-love. I'm So Afraid, which is like self-hatred. It's sort of like the you of, again, like there's so many ties to Pimp a Butterfly, I feel like. So yeah, like sex and love as liberation, she's really pushing these on this album. Besides those two topics, what else she dive into? She goes a little political on Americans, which is one of my favorite tracks on here. Which I sort of think of as like mirroring like Bruce Springsteen's Born USA, in terms of the feel of the instrumental and the lyrics, which is sort of like a protest song type lyric.